It is Holy Helena, 3 in front. Tis a Slam runs to second, but she is poetry in motion, Holy Helena, and she's won it by 3 lengths.
Holy Helena, this year's Queen's Plate champion, Jen, and just one of the many amazing moments in this 2017 season.
Oh my gosh, Jason, there was so many, and of course that's our pivotal race of the year where everybody comes out to the track. I mean, we had tons of big events, but Holy Helena, a filly beating the boys, was a very popular victory. She had won the Woodbine Oaks 3 weeks earlier, and you know, she's up for champion 3-year-old filly.
One for the girls, right?
Yep.
Well done. Welcome, final edition for this season of Talkin Horse Racing. Jason Portwando, Jennifer Morrison. Hard to believe that it's winding down, and the weather for this time of year, unbelievable.
Yeah, this is like an incredible December day. It's hard to
We'll take
believe.
it.
I think it's April, you know. It
Feels like it.
I know, and April 21st is when we start racing again next year, so, you know, we're counting down the days already.
Looking forward to 2018, but let's reflect now on 2017. So many amazing moments that took place over the last calendar year.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the years actually where we had a lot of really top-notch horses. Horses that not only won a bunch of stakes races here and proved themselves, but went to the States and did so. So, I mean, so many of them. And I think we are going to find out about some of them from some of the horse people.
All right, so what was your 2017 highlight?
My highlight was went to Japan, represent Canada, and win the championship there.
Oh, the highlight was definitely the Queen's Plate party. All bands, great horses.
My 2017 highlight is Dee's Double Eagle winning Santino de Paulo's first race as a trainer. I lost my voice screaming for him. It was very exciting.
I think it's increased turf racing this year, more opportunities for lots of long shots in the big fields on the turf, and looks like there's more turf to come in the future.
My highlight was watching how everyone rallied around the Fortune family after the untimely passing of Darren Fortune in an accident here at Woodbine, and how everybody rallied around, and just the family here at Woodbine. That was by far my favorite moment from a very, very sad situation, to see how the troops came together.
Mine would be Amise Mesa. I had a chance to go down to Prescott for the first time, watch her win down there, and to just miss in the Breeders' Cup. We were screaming here at Woodbine. That would be my highlight for this season.
I would have to say Blurricane winning the Bulade Stakes early in the season was a good way to start the year, and I think that from there it's just kind of going on to be a good year all overall. Probably my best year anyway, so I would have to say the whole year is good, but the stake win early was good.
We've had a few good highlights. You know what I mean? I think one that stands out in particular may be the Dan Smartley with Starship Jubilee in a dead heat with Rena de Bateria, right? That was a pretty thrilling race. And obviously Melmich has had a pretty sensational campaign this year as well. You know what I mean? His last race, it's tough in defeat, but we're hoping to close it off with the valedictory.
We had a lot of highlights this year. It was a great year. As I reflect on, I'll join a couple of them together, and that was the record, I'll say wagering, but it's much more than wagering, that we had for the mile in the International this year. I think Woodbine is now at a place in the world stage that people are recognizing it, and our wagering was across the world for those races, and it was because of the quality of horses, just the reputation of Woodbine, and it's exciting looking forward that we are now on the world stage in terms of our turf racing and big races. It's fun.
All right, Jen, they've had their say. Now it's time for ours. Can you narrow it down to just one, though?
It's impossible. I mean, there was so many.
Okay, I'll give you 2.
Okay, 2.
All right.
Well, it's actually going to be the same group of owners, and they're a new group of owners. They've only been in the business like 2 years.
Okay.
And their first couple of purchases, 2 of them won very big races this year. Cool Catamine,
yes,
and a Head by a Century
Wales.
one for the Jack of Hearts stable. It's Jim and Neil, and they own horses with John Ross, and of course their wives and everybody. And it's just a fun little group. They named the stable for a late friend of theirs. Cool Catamine won the $500,000 Prince of Wales at Fort Erie in the summer, and a Head by a Century is one of the top 2-year-olds and a contender for next year's Queen's Plate. He won the Coronation Futurity earlier in the fall.
All right, good selection.
Okay.
We are trackside right here at Woodbine, and a guy by the name of Pink Lloyd did some amazing things this season out there on the Tapeta. How does 8 for 8 sound?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can't argue with perfection.
Well,
here's a horse that was
yeah.
8 for 8 in all stakes victories.
They're saying that it was the first time since the 1950s or 50 years that a horse has actually done something like that.
Yeah, amazing. And of course, Eurico da Silva, the winning rider for trainer Bob Tiller, just, entourage, just a really good group involved with that horse. But And oh man, you know, last year in the Kennedy Road, second best to Stack Deck, who won that race for the second year in a row.
Yep.
This year, no matter what he was facing,
right.
whether it be injuries, losing a shoe, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's going to be a serious contender as well for Horse of the Year.
That's right. He's definitely up for Horse of the Year, and we give out those awards at Woodbine a couple of days before the season starts next year, so that'll be April 19th.
At the Barn, brought to you by Ontario Racing and OLG.
My name is Robert Love. I'm lead outrider here at Woodbine. I've been here for over 11 years. Did the same job in Northlands in Edmonton and Stampede Park in Calgary for 4 years prior to Woodbine bringing me out here. I've been riding horses since I was 2. So I grew up on a farm in northern Alberta. Always rode horses right from the time I was 2 years old. My sister and I had Shetland pony, worked on community pastures that my uncle managed and chasing cattle, and got into the race horses when I was about 12. As a lead outrider, we are out there in the mornings for the safety of the riders and the horses, trying to keep everybody organized. Afternoon for the races, we're pretty much the same. We keep everybody under control for the post braids. If somebody gets in trouble, we help them out, or if they get loose, we have to catch them, make sure that they get to the gates on time, and hopefully all get a good start and put a good show on for the people. There's 5 or 6 on my team besides me. Basically, their duties are exactly the same as mine. If I'm not there, they just carry on as if I am. We work as a team, and basically it doesn't matter whether I make a good catch or one of the other people make a good catch. Working as a team, we make each other look good. There's lots of different challenges, you know, like you can go from it being a very calm, collective day, morning or afternoon, to basically all hell breaking loose. We run into different situations with, you know, horses getting in trouble or getting loose or needing assistance, or unfortunately even breaking down the odd time. Like I said, I've always been around horses and dealt with horses, so I kind of put that as part of the reason I can read them a little bit, and when I get to read them and figure out what they're going to do, I can react beforehand, and then it just makes it that much easier. I have roughly about 16 head of horses. Most of them are capable of doing the outriding job. Some are just pony horses. Some are younger horses that we're training and hopefully turning into outriding horses. And some make it real good. Some just end up staying as pony horses.
Well, Jen, this being our first season of Talkin' Horse Racing, we came up with a bunch of new concepts, including Let's Make a Bet, of course, wagering a key part of this game. Now, for the horses we're used to seeing, whether it be at Woodbine or Fort Erie during the summertime, when the winter hits, no racing here, but there's still a way for us to watch and wager on these athletes.
That's right. So a lot of our favorite horses and owners and trainers go to some places in the south. Gulfstream Park in Florida, Tampa Bay Downs in Florida. Sometimes they go to Fairgrounds, New Orleans. Norm McKnight, one of our leading trainers, he's going to Oaklawn Park in Arkansas. We can watch all of these races, all of these tracks at any time of the day. And we're going to do that through HBPA betting. And we're going to take a look at some of the ways to handicap races and what to look for when you're actually just betting off of the TV set, because remember, the horses aren't there in front of you. So there's some little tricks.
You have me intrigued. Now, let's go inside and check it out.
All right.
Let's Make a Bet, brought to you by HBPA Bet. One of the great benefits of becoming an HBPA Bet member is you get 1 month of free streaming of racing from around the world for just signing up. That's a $100 value. Plus, for a limited time, you can get $100 when you sign up and bet $100 in your first 30 days. Now, when you're watching simulcast racing, you're really at the mercy of what the host track is going to show you. As you can see here, a bunch of racetracks. We've got New York, Aqueduct, we got Gulfstream Park in Florida, we got Woodbine, obviously the local racetrack, and we have Laurel Park in Maryland. So the top 3 things for me, first off, body language. These horses don't talk, obviously, but they tell you a lot through what they're showing you on the racetrack. Keep an eye on the post parade. You can see Woodbine right there. They're showing you the horses on the track. Keep an eye on them as they continue to warm up. You don't want to see your horses getting hot. Obviously, sweat is the natural cooling process, but still, horses that get hot, usually not a good thing. So body language is a key. The odds, obviously, we have the numbers right beside them. The odds for each race. Early money can sometimes be a huge key. What I'm talking about there is horses that get bet early, their numbers can often float upwards after a while. So if you see a 2-to-1 early on, you may even get a 3-to-1 or a 4-to-1. So odds as well are very key. And then just keep an eye on the track itself in terms of the host and the analysts. Each and every track will have some pre-race thoughts. They should know these horses better than anybody, right? They're watching these horses race week in and week out, month in and month out as well. So that's another angle you can use. Again, it's a little bit tougher because you're not on track. You don't know exactly what's going on, and you just can see what they're showing you. Body language, pre-race, on-track thoughts, and of course, this is a wagering sport, so we're going to keep an eye on the odds as well. All right, so you have the information now as to who you want to bet, but if you're not at the racetrack, how can you wager? Well, it's easy. HBIBet.com, whether it be on your laptop or the handy cell phone. Now, let's make a wager. All right, as simple as this. Just going to sign in. My username and password already locked in. It's not my first time making a bet. So now we just got to find the racetrack that you're looking to wager on. It comes up. All the racetracks will be displayed. Once we get to that point, Woodbine Thoroughbred, I click on that. And then I want to make a wager of $5 to win and place on number 6. Place a bet. Easy as that. Good luck with your wagering this winter at the track. Jen, it's been a pretty good year for your gems. Jen's Gems. And you still got something in store for us before we wrap this 2017 season.
I might even have 2. I'm
Okay.
still waiting for one to run back, Bangkok. Actually, I was waiting for another one, Drumcliff, but he actually went on an early vacation for the season, so we're going to wait for him next year. But
right.
Bangkok is expected to run on the very last day of racing on December 10th here in the Valedictory Stakes.
Oh man, he can run forever.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. And I picked out another one, too, so we'll take a look at this filly, and we'll see if she runs back before the season ends.
All right. Jen's Gem, brought to you by 2001 Audio Video, home entertainment experts since 1971.
Okay, so I'm looking at a race here. Now, usually I show a horse that got into a little bit of trouble in its last start, but this filly actually ran very well. She just unfortunately was in a race where there was a very dominant favor. And right here we're looking at Bruised Toonie Toss. And early in the race, she's in between horses, stalking the pace. You can see her there in the green silks, the gray horse. She's 4-to-1 in this race. And she has a really good trip. But of course, the winner, somewhere out there, she's in the yellow silk, sitting in second right now. She's gonna go on to a very easy victory as the 8-to-5 favorite. But I love the way Bruised Toonie Toss moves here off the turn and chases down this heavy favorite. She really looks like she's sitting on a victory in her next start. What's interesting too is that, as you see here after the race, she was claimed by trainer Norm McKnight, who has a nearly 30% win rate, winning with new claims. So if you can get Bruised Toonie Toss to race again before the season ends, I think she's worth a couple of toonies.
One of the key concepts for us this year was trying to drive home the fact that we always want new people, new blood, new faces in this game of horse racing. And with that in mind, we came up with Be an Owner.
That's right, be an owner, and it's not that hard to get into horse racing ownership. And what we saw a lot of this year was a lot of partnerships, a lot of people getting together with friends, family, throwing in a couple of $1,000s, keeping the risk down low. So what we did is we went through our previous 9 episodes and we picked out the top 5 tips from some of our new owners and what they thought were some of the best ideas and the best ways to get into horse ownership.
Be an Owner, brought to you by the Jockey Club of Canada.
Just come out to the races, introduce yourself to owners. You know, most are approachable, and I'm sure they'd help you out if, you know, go down and find someone who just won a race. I don't think they'd turn you down about interviewing you or just asking you questions. They'd be in a good mood, so that's a good strategy, I think. Main thing is get yourself a good trainer, because I've been with Bob for 35 years, so that's unusual, but you can find a good trainer, and there are a lot of other ones around, and hopefully have a little bit of fun, and with some luck, you never know what can happen.
And Pink Lloyd, now that's the mark of a true champion.
Well, the beauty about claiming a horse is you can claim a horse and have it run, back in 2 weeks, as opposed to going to a sale, and that could be a 2 to 3 year process. So the nice thing is you can get your money back pretty quick and be in action within a couple weeks.
Now, what about new buyers, people that sort of want to get into the game? How much do you think that they would have to spend? What are the levels of claiming races?
As of this year, we start from as low as $5,000 at Woodbine and go all the way up to $80,000. So you have a big variety to choose from.
It's a very easy sport to get into. Thoroughbred racing is about trying to get people out, enjoy the races, dress up, drinks, food, festivities, and most importantly, the animal, because that's what our sport is about. The day-to-day caretaking of the animal is actually one of the most exceptional things about this sport, and that's actually one of the things I try and encourage my owners to do is come to the barn as much as you can, become familiar with the animal and get to learn what a horse does on a daily basis, their training program, what they eat, what their daily regimen is. I think once people understand that, owning a horse and understanding what we do becomes a lot easier to the average person.
A whole bunch of friends and family decided that we wanted to get into horse racing and own a few horses. So I approached Ian, and Ian was kind enough to kind of take me through the ropes, explained how it all worked. And we ended up going to the yearling sale back in 2015 and purchased a couple of fillies, our first 2 fillies at that yearling sale. And it's been great since. The fillies are named Red Cabernet and Flight to Vegas, and they've both raced. The Red Cabernet has actually won, which was a thrill for everybody involved, and it's been great.
Well, Jen, all season long we've wrapped the show with head-to-head, so of course we're going to continue that theme. And for the final edition, we're going to look back at the prior champions and some of the more funnier moments. And we have a ton of those.
Oh my goodness, it was so funny getting jockeys, trainers, agents.
Yes.
We even had a vet on there.
Oh, that's right.
That was the very confusing last episode.
Took about 5 minutes for that one?
Yeah, something like that, because nobody seemed to know where the Grand Canyon was.
It's somewhere in the U.S.
That's right. I could have figured that out. But anyways, yeah, it's going to be fun to see, remind us some of the funnier moments.
Head to Head, sponsored by the Canadian Thoroughbred Horse Society, providing assistance and representation within the thoroughbred breeding industry.
All right, guys, thank you. To be honest with you, don't feel bad, but I've always been a wealth of information.
I know you have. Jeez. All right, so here we go. Tiebreaker question. Final one. This is about the Queen's Plate. How many has rider Sandy Holly won? You got to think of your answer. Okay, think of your answer. You go first.
4. 3.
It's 4. Gary Boulanger comes back to win. Well done. Here we are on the backstretch. Couple of riders, past, present. Rucha dos Ramos taking on Emma Jane Wilson.
You just pointed at me and said pass.
No, I said, come on. We're going to start this already? All right, here we go. 1980. What did you say?
1980.
How do you both say 1980? Okay, pick pick a month.
September.
June.
Oh, thank goodness. You didn't pick the same month as her. It's December. My God.
10,000. Hang on a sec.
It's okay. Business first. Go for it. You got this, right? You're not gonna let him win.
Fabio, are you crazy?
I'm gonna let him.
He'll go back to he'll go back to walking the runway when he's done.
U.S., China, or Japan? Where was the takeout box invented? Answers are A, B. It is A, United States. And with that, shutting her out.
Don't mess with the chubby guy.
Oh man, Steve Roberts. Oh man, you're never gonna hear the end of this. You know that, right? What was Elvis Presley's first hit in 1956? You Cannot Call a Friend. How many keys on most baby grand pianos? Write down a number. How many keys on most baby grand pianos? This will decide the winner. Put down a number. Are you kidding me? You're exactly right. What the heck? 88, what?
I counted the black ones twice.
Congratulations, wow. 88, are you kidding me? How the heck did you know that? Oh, he's a musician, oh man. Which Ryan played Deadpool in the movie? Phillippe, Gosling, or Reynolds? It is Reynolds, you're right, Mike, it was not Phillippe. How's your Spanish? ¿Habla español? No? Okay. El coche fantástico. You guys are gonna both go B, Night Rider. You guys are both right, so hey, the son gets the bragging rights. Well done.
There you go.
You went perfect. Category is geography. Is that okay with you guys?
Oh, no. There, I'll see you later. Bye.
Nevada is A, Arizona is B, and Portland is C. It's B.
What?
It's Arizona.
Arizona?
It's B. It's Arizona. So it doesn't matter. You know what? You still win. You still win. You win. It's 2-1. You still win.
Is there a next opponent?
Somewhat fitting. Schwabi gets the final say.
I tell you, I mean, some of these jockey agents, they're really funny. And you know what? They have to be funny because it's not that easy a job. They're going around and trying to, you know, beg owners and trainers to let their riders ride their horses. So they're great characters.
And make no mistake, they had fun, but they really wanted to win. We appreciate everybody's support for being a part of that and every segment here on the program. And hard to believe, that's it for season 1 of Talkin' Horse Racing.
That's it for season 1, but hopefully you can watch all our segments all season long because they'll be on our YouTube channel, they'll be on our website. So make sure you check back in, all kinds of tips on betting, how to be an owner, everything.
All right, and we have to thank so many people for making this show possible. All of the sponsors, of course. In order to make any venture a successful one, you have to align yourself with the right partners. We have done that here with Talkin' Horse Racing, and of course, the biggest of all, HBPA.
The Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association. It wouldn't be possible to do this show without their blessing, and thank you so much to the board of directors that represent the great horse people here at Woodbine Racetrack.
And our technical team led by Chris Clark, Mike Brock, we appreciate that support, and that's it, we're done.
And
for
we're
Jennifer
done.
Morris and I'm Jason Portwando, thank you for being with us all season long right here on Talkin' Horse Racing.
I bet the #1 tractor.
No!